The Cowboys are interested in Jamal Adams, and there is no lie behind that. Jamal Adams grew up in Dallas. He grew up a Dallas Cowboy fan, and he would love to go and play for Jerry's team. But guess what? He's still under contract for another year, and then he could be franchised for 2 more years. So the Jets have control of Jamal Adams. I do believe the Jets will figure out a way to re-sign this kid because he is their best player right now. But if the Jets can find a way to rob the Dallas Cowboys, and I could see them doing it, and get 2 first-round draft picks and possibly a 3rd-round draft pick this year, I would trade Jamal Adams. I would.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yes, I would. Because for 2 first-round draft picks, you can rebuild your secondary in 2 years. You could. And even losing Jamal Adams, you still have Marcus May there. You still have safety presence there that could play the position. They're not Jamal Adams. Marcus May is right under Jamal Adams, right under him. Marcus May is a good player. When he plays, he's consistent. The question is, could he stay on the field?
Right.
But he stayed on the field last year. He played very, very well for the New York Jets. As a matter of fact, he was one of the big bright spots of their defense in the secondary. So I do believe that the Jets might part ways with Jamal Adams if they get the right package. And I do believe with Amari Cooper, with the Oakland Raiders getting 2 first-round draft picks for Amari Cooper, I could see the Jets getting 2 first-round picks for Jamal Adams. Adams.
They didn't get 2 first-round for Amari Cooper.
What did they get?
They only got 1.
What did they get? A first-round?
A first-round pick. 1 first-round pick.
Well, who got 2 first-round draft picks for a player?
It was Jalen Ramsey.
Also,
Jacksonville got 2 first-round
also
picks.
Tunsil.
And Tunsil, yeah, that's right.
Tunsil was a 2. If the Texans are going to get, if Texans are going to trade 2 first-round draft picks for Lermy Tunsil, I could see the Jets getting 2 first-round draft picks and a 3rd from the Dallas Cowboys.
Is that the market, though, or is that the exception to the market? Because we've seen how dumb the Texans can be.
Who's the best safety in the league right now?
True, but I'm just saying, is that the exception to the market with look at who you're trading with? Dallas has made some strange decisions. One of them hasn't really been with bad trades, though, I don't think.
I do believe that if they want Jamal Adams, and there is stories coming out, and I have read 2 or 3 articles that they really want Jamal Adams really, really bad, they're going to have to give up a lot. The Jets aren't just going to hand him over. Here you go. Here's our all-pro safety, right, who's probably arguably the best safety in football. But they're not going to just give him away. You're going to have to give up a lot, a draft stock of possibly 2 or maybe 3 draft picks. You might have to give up a 1st, a 2nd, and a 3rd to get Jamal Adams. And maybe even more than that. You might have to give up a player to be announced, too, in that trade. Because the Jets aren't just going to hand away their best player. So I know there's a story coming out of Dallas, and I know a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans would expect and hope that Jamal Adams will be available for them to get. I just don't think it's possible right now. Now, maybe next year. Maybe next year when he is a free agent after next year, I could see the Jets deciding to, if they can't give him that $100 million contract, which they'll have room to do that. But I could see also Joe Douglas saying, you know what? We still could franchise you for 2 years. We're going to keep you on this team. We'll pay you $20 million a year, and we'll pay you for what you're worth at the position, and we'll decide what we want to do with you moving forward. And I do believe Joe Douglas, you see what he's done this offseason, especially not giving long-term deals and really working the free agency market. I really believe that Joe Douglas will not extend Jamal Adams. And I think they'll wait until the best offer comes to peace for the New York Jets. I do believe that he will not be a Jet. When he becomes a free agent, or there are talks that he is going to be a free agent the year after, and that will be next year, I could see the Jets moving on from Jamal Adams. I don't see Joe Douglas extending him or giving him a $100 million contract. And you
think that would warrant it, though? Because Landon Collins is the highest safety contract.
Who's got $85 million.
$84 million over 4 years.
He's going to want maybe 105, 110, because he is the best safety in football. And he could prove that by every single thing he's done in the last 2 years. He's as good. Him and Derwin James, to me, are the best safeties in football. Those 2 guys. And they're 2 very good young players.
Now, I'm just saying, with the market, the way the safeties are, because it's not.
They're hard to find.
They are hard to find, but that's also, again, not a highly paid, impact position you go for right away. That's why
for a player of his magnitude, the leadership that he brings and the talent that he brings to that team and gives him that boost, I think he's going to be worth that. So I really do.
I'm just trying to figure out if that would up the safety market that much more because you're talking about a $15 million difference between him and every other safety.
Mm-hmm. And I think he's going to get it. You're going to tell me he's not going to get it? If you're going to give Landon Collins 84 million, you're going to give Jamal Adams 95 to 100 million.
No, I agree in that front where Jamal Adams is a lot better than Landon Collins.
And he's going to get about $50 million guaranteed.
Also factor in the fact that who also gave Landon Collins $84 million.
How old is Jamal Adams? How old is Jamal Adams?
24.
He's 24 years old. When he becomes a free agent, he's 26, like C.J. Mosley. Mm-hmm. C.J. Mosley got a big contract from the New York Jets, and he was one of the best linebackers in the league. Not the best, one of the best. This guy is the best safety in football right now. You can argue he is. So why would the Jets give up a player of that magnitude for not a lot of picks? Because you're going to have to get. You're going to have to get a lot of picks for him. You're going to have to get a lot. I don't know how much how much the Cowboys are going to have to offer to get Jamal Adams, but you're definitely going to have to give up a 1 and possibly 2 1s and a 2 or a 3. Right. You're going to have to give up that kind of draft stock to get somebody like Jamal Adams, especially a team that needs secondary help. And adding Jamal Adams makes that secondary much, much better. With Ha-Ha Clinton Dix. Right. Could you imagine him and Ha-Ha Clinton Dix on one as your strong safety and your free safety? Mm-hmm. That's a pretty good tandem. And probably the best tandem in football. And right now, I think the Jets have the best tandem in football, and Marcus May and him. So the question will be for the New York Jets, are they willing to trade a player of that magnitude, of that talent, for, and I know what Jeff's going to say. Jeff's on his way on the show, and you know he's going to say Jamal Adams isn't the best safety in the league. Go ahead, Jeff. What's going on, my friend?
What are you doing, man?
Oh, we're talking sports. We just did a couple interviews, and now we're on the phone with you.
Let me answer the question that you just asked.
You're muffled. You're muffled a little bit. We need you to talk.
Why would the Jets get rid of Jamal Adams? Right? Here's the answer to that question.
Jeff, Jeff, talking to the phone. We can't hear you, muffled. You there?
Is that better?
That's better. Perfect.
All right. You're asking why the Jets, why would they trade Jamal Adams? Mm-hmm. Because here's the reason that they should trade Jamal Adams. He's going to get top dollar. He's going to get the money no matter where he is, whether it's with the Jets or somewhere else, right? And if I'm Jamal Adams, I'm probably not happy with all the rumors of the Jets and the trade to the Cowboys and all these other trades. And he can probably go to a better situation as far as winning is concerned.
The Cowboys?
He's going to get top dollar anyways, right? We all agree he's probably one of the best safeties in the league. There's no doubt there. But he's wasting his time on the Jets. Would you agree with that?
I don't think he's wasting his time with the Jets. Now, I'm going to tell you why. Not because I'm a Jet fan. I'm speaking from the truth. I think the Jets have a better chance of moving forward, especially in the AFC, how open the AFC is, than the NFC. The NFC is not open. Right. There's a lot of good teams in the NFC. And even in the NFC East, they're not even the second best team in the NFC East right now. In my eyes, they're not. The Cowboys aren't. I think Washington.
I'm not saying it's the Cowboys, but that was the rumor so far that he was going to get traded to the Cowboys. I'm just saying.
You're muffled again. You're muffled again.
I'm just saying, if I'm one of the best safeties in the league, and I wouldn't be happy with the rumors that I might be traded.
Well, it's just rumors, and you know this, Jeff. Every single player is brought into rumors.
But he's going to get top dollar anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
He could go to a better, but he could go to a better.
What's a better situation?
Win football games.
What is a better situation? Going to the Cowboys? That's not a better situation. The Cowboys? With a new coach who I do not believe fits.
I'm not saying it has to be the Cowboys. Okay. It doesn't have to be the Cowboys. It could be any other team in the NFL is probably a better situation to win.
We have to see what Joe Douglas does in the draft, and we have to see what the Jets are on paper.
Does Jamal Adams want to wait and go, let's see what he does in a couple of years?
Well, again, I don't know what Jamal Adams is thinking, but Jamal Adams is under control from the New York Jets, and they can franchise him after next year's season because he's still under contract for one more year, and they can franchise him for 2 years. They can control him till the age of 27, 28, possibly 29 years old. So, again...
Or they could lose control of him because what if Jamal Adams does the Zeke Elliott and says, I'm sitting out?
That could happen. I don't see Jamal Adams doing that because Jamal Adams loves football more than guys like Zeke and Darrelle Revis did. I think he wants to play. He's very competitive. I met Jamal Adams a couple of times, especially when he was drafted from LSU. I love Jamal Adams as a person.
But this is why you can't play the game that you play because the Jets could have control over him until he's
They do. They have control.
They could lose control of him this week if he decided he wasn't going to play anymore.
Well, yeah, that's possible. But again, even if the Jets don't have control of him, they're going to get a massive amount of players or draft picks for Jamal Adams because
that's why I say trade him. His value is never
did
going
you
to
not?
be higher. He's only one player, and you can get 3 or 4 draft picks for him. A first, a third, and 2 fifths, or whatever you could.
Did you not hear what I did? Did you not hear what I just said? If I were the Jets right now and I could get a massive amount back from the Dallas Cowboys, I would move from Jamal Adams because you have a guy like Marcus May and you have safeties right now on your team that could play the position. So I don't think they need Jamal Adams right now. And they can build their team around Marcus May in their secondary. So I agree with you. If the Jets can get a boatload back from Jamal Adams, I would move him. I would move him to the Cowboys. And I do believe the Cowboys would give up a massive amount of picks for Jamal Adams. They love him so much. He grew up a Dallas Cowboy fan, and he wants to play over there. So I can absolutely see it.
But that window may close, right? Because 7 days from now, if the Cowboys take
a safety,
Xavier McKinney, that need won't be there anymore.
True. And that possibly could be true. Or that kid could be a bust this year, and then next year the Cowboys and the Jets say, you know what? Let's make this trade before we make another mistake. So we don't know what players lie, and we don't know what Hot Clinton Dix is. Hot Clinton Dix could be completely a bust this year, and they could be done with him. He only signed him for a 1-year contract. And even if they bring in another safety, they bring in Jamal Adams to be that other safety, that leader safety, that could be that leader of that defense, which they've arguably have needed for years. So, and I don't want to hear about some of the who was their linebacker, Sean Lee, who couldn't stay on the field, who could never stay on the field. They don't have any leaders.
He gets concussions opening fan letters.
I mean, the guy can't stay on the field. He's a great player, and he was a good leader, but the guy was never on the field to even be a leader. And Jamal Adams is a leader that I think could give the Cowboys a destination to want to go and play defense over there. And I do believe that Jamal Adams will be traded by the Jets. I don't see Joe Douglas giving him that extension where he's going to be making $100 million or reorganizing his contract where he's going to get that kind of money. I don't see it happening. Joe Douglas, you see what Joe Douglas is doing, and you see it, Jeff. This guy is not going to give long-term deals to players where he doesn't think that they're worth it. And that's a Bill Belichick thing. That has been the Baltimore Ravens thing over the years. And I could see the Jets doing that now.
Philadelphia recently, too.
Philadelphia, too. They do not want to extend players that they feel that they don't have to extend with. They can build around the draft and bring in another safety that can play the position, maybe not just as well, but good.
Like it would suck for the Jets and their fans to lose Jamal Adams. Like, it would suck, but I would be very willing to make that trade because I think he's your most valuable piece. And let's be honest, the Jets are not like one guy away from winning.
They're 2 years.
They're multiple.
They're 2 years away. They're 2 years away. And
you've been saying they're 2 years away for 4
No,
years.
they're 2 years away, and I'm going to tell you why they're 2 years away. Because you like to take shots at the New York Jets. First of all, the division is open now. There's no New England Patriots guaranteed to win the division. It is an open division, and we don't know what the Buffalo Bills are.
But go ahead and tell me that Buffalo doesn't seem to be the heir apparent to that right now.
Oh, no question that they do talent-wise.
They just went and got Stephon Diggs. Let's face it, the Jets are way behind.
I don't know about way behind. First of all, they didn't have C.J. Mosley. They didn't have Avery Williamson last year. Their defense was practically all injured. Quinn Williams missed the first 5 or 4 games because of a boot. Sam Darnold missed 5 games last year. And you're telling me that the Jets are not going to challenge Buffalo for that division? I don't know what you're watching, bro, but the Jets had more injuries last year than any team in football, and they still had 7 wins.